Once in a vast jungle, a lioness died while giving birth to a cub. Unfortunately, at that very moment, a herd of sheep was passing by. The newborn lion cub, unaware of its identity, accidentally joined the flock. The sheep, seeing the small creature, assumed it was part of their herd and accepted it as one of their own. Thus, the lion cub grew up among the sheep, believing himself to be one of them. As he was surrounded by sheep from a very young age, it was natural for him to adopt their ways of life. He learned to graze in the meadows, eat grass, and follow the habits of the sheep. The young lion, now fully convinced that he was a sheep, found joy in eating grass and living peacefully among the herd. He had no concept of his true nature. He had never roared like a lion, nor experienced the solitude typical of lions. His entire life was shaped by the gentle and docile nature of the sheep around him. As time passed, the cub grew into a young lion. Physically, he became a magnificent specimen, strong and majestic. However, mentally, he remained a sheep. The sheep had grown accustomed to his presence, and he had grown accustomed to theirs. They all lived together in harmony, oblivious to the incongruity of a lion living among sheep. One day, an old lion wandered into the area where the herd was grazing. This lion was experienced and wise, and as he observed the herd, he noticed the young lion among them. Couldn't believe his eyes. It was a rare sight to see a lion mingling with sheep, grazing peacefully. The old lion was utterly astonished. He expected the sheep to be terrified of the lion's presence. They seemed entirely unafraid. Equally strange was the fact that the young lion appeared unaware of his true nature. Curious and bewildered, the old lion decided to investigate further. He approached the herd, causing a commotion among the sheep. Frightened, the sheep scattered in all directions, running for their lives. The young lion, too, ran away in fear, thinking himself to be in danger like the sheep. The old lion, determined to uncover the mystery, chased after the young lion. It was not an easy chase, but eventually the old lion caught up with the young one. The old lion grabbed the young lion and demanded, "Why are you running away? Why are you behaving like a sheep? You are not a sheep." The young lion, trembling with fear, began to cry and plead, "Please let me go. I am just a poor sheep. Please don't hurt me." His voice was filled with terror, and he shivered as he begged for mercy. The old lion quickly understood the situation. With a firm grip, the old lion dragged the young lion towards a nearby lake. The young lion resisted, trying to break free. He was terrified, fearing for his life, and cried out in desperation. But the old lion was relentless. He knew the young lion needed to see the truth. When they reached the lake, the surface of the water was calm and reflective, like a mirror. The old lion forced the young lion to look into the water. "Look at your reflection," the old lion commanded. "Look at my face, and then look at yours. Look at our bodies. Do you see the difference?" The young lion hesitantly looked into the water. As he gazed into the lake with tearful eyes, he was stunned by what he saw. For the first time, he noticed that he did not look like a sheep at all. Instead, he saw the reflection of a lion, strong and regal. The realization hit him like a bolt of lightning. He was not a sheep. He was a lion. In that moment of revelation, the young lion felt a surge of power and energy he had never known. It was as if a dormant strength had awakened within him. He felt a tremendous force rising inside, and all the meekness and humility he had known as a sheep evaporated. With a mighty roar, he expressed his newfound identity. The roar echoed through the forest, causing the sheep to scatter in fear and astonishment. The young lion's roar was a declaration of his true self, a powerful proclamation of his newfound identity. The young lion stood tall, feeling an immense sense of freedom and power. He was no longer the meek and timid creature he had believed himself to be. He was a lion, a powerful being with a mighty presence. The sheep were no longer his peers. They were creatures he had outgrown. He realized that his previous life as a sheep was nothing more than a misconception, false belief shaped by his surroundings. This story carries a profound message. It urges us to reflect on our own lives and consider the possibility that we might be living beneath our true potential. Just as the young lion had lived among sheep, unaware of his true nature, we too might be surrounded by influences that make us doubt our abilities and potential. The story encourages us to look within ourselves and discover the latent talents and strengths that may be hidden. It reminds us that we might possess qualities far greater than we realize, and it is essential to recognize and embrace our true selves. In life, we often encounter people and situations that make us feel inadequate or incapable. However, just as the young lion discovered his true nature, we too can awaken to our true potential. The day we recognize the lion within us, we can break free from the limitations imposed by others and embark on a journey of self-discovery and success. This powerful transformation can lead us to achieve greatness and live a life true to our inherent potential. Remember, you are not defined by your circumstances or the opinions of others. You are defined by the strength and power within you. Embrace your true self and let your inner lion roar.